Q&A. I'm laughing because it's going to be a very special episode. We live. Mother's Day is when? Sunday, right? Yeah, so today's a Mother's Day's episode. I got some women here that I'm very, very fond of that really mean a lot to me. So, yeah, it's going to be a very different type of episode. You know, if I get emotional, bear with me. You know, but yeah, we live, so you know what I'm saying? So I'll have them introduce themselves. Remember, this is my mom's and this is Stefan's mom's. So watch what you say. Okay. And Katrina too. That's my sister and my other sister. Watch what you say. You know, we don't have to say no more. Okay.
He's like, let me put that in.
So what's up to the people, man?
Hi. Hey, everybody.
You can tell them to follow you on your Instagram if you want.
Well, I'm KJiles22. I mean, it's 222 on Instagram. Anyway, hello.
Okay. And me and my homie Katrina.
Hey, everybody.
Tell me your Instagram.
Instagram's Miss Gato.
Miss Gato. Oklahoma, what's good? Section 5, you know, my sister.
Hey y'all, I'm Pretty Dangerous 29 on Instagram, aka Big Ass Sister. I'm here live, so we're gonna have a good conversation today.
And Stefan's mom's.
Hi, I'm Maggie, Stefan's mom. And I don't.
She don't have none of that social media. She said no.
No social
She told me
media.
no. That's it.
Don't feel bad. I'm new to it too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so look, we have real questions, and I need real answers.
Yes.
This is going to be very funny because, you know me, I don't care. I hold it back. But
Okay.
we're not going to have nothing crazy. Come on, that's my mother. You know that, Al. All right, so look. The first question I have is, do you remember the birth of your first child?
Oh, most definitely.
Hold on. So you go first.
Me? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mom.
Well, I had 4 children in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and this one is my first.
So you're going to have to go through all
Anthony.
4. I want you to go through all 4.
Oh, do I remember each birth?
Yeah, do you?
Oh, yeah, I remember.
All right, so go
But
through the first
a
one
long
first.
story. It's a long story.
Make it short. Just short it up.
Okay, Aunt.
Mm-hmm.
Aunt was born June 2nd.
Don't tell no that. Oh, chill.
Just
I
like
didn't never tell you that. That's
You,
why.
you didn't tell me.
Hold on, man. Y'all about to find out something crazy. She already knows. But go ahead. Do not say the year. Don't say the year.
Oh, of course, I
I'm
wasn't going to
37.
say yeah. I was say he was born June 2nd in Harlem Hospital.
That's right.
And why it was Harlem Hospital? Because when I did my nurse's training, I did it there at Harlem Hospital, and I wanted to have my baby in Harlem, where I'm from also.
All of them.
Okay, Harlem World.
All of them, you know. Good.
Okay.
Next.
So the next baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, okay. The second one was my son Gavin.
Mm-hmm.
He was born in July the 10th. What was now Northwell Health Forest Hills,
whatever it
but
is,
back in the day it was LaGuardia
Shout out to Gavin, my brother in Australia.
LaGuardia Hospital. And baby number 3, Brian,
Yeah, big head.
he's born in September.
Yep.
And Elmhurst Hospital, where I work.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, but the truth is, it was like an experience, and I never went back ever to have
Oh,
a
we're
child.
gonna get into all that. But go
Okay.
ahead. Uh-huh.
And my last baby,
Liz, what's up?
who broke the mold, is my daughter.
Finally,
Sitting over
that's your
there.
sister, right?
Finally had a girl,
Yeah.
and I was done.
That's
and
it.
she also was born at LaGuardia Hospital, Forest Hills.
Ma, I need you to pay attention to what everybody's saying.
Yeah.
Everything has for a reason.
Yes.
Okay, Katrina, go.
All right, first kid was my daughter Janae Marie, and I had her Long Island Jewish. She was born in 203, so 03. And then my son was born in 07, same hospital. My daughter was easier birth. My son was traumatic. So that was an experience I'll never forget.
But don't say nothing yet, because that's one of my next questions. So
Okay. That's it. I don't
Okay.
have to.
Well, Jasmine, go.
Okay. So my first son that I had, he had passed away. He was born March 5th,
Mike.
2012. Then my son now, who's my love of my life, the rainbow baby, Zaire. He was
King
born.
Zaire.
Yeah, King Zaire, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's
He was born January 29th, 2014. Aquarius like his mama.
okay, he crazy. That's my homie right
Yep,
there.
that's the
Uh-huh.
boy.
You didn't say hospital, did you?
Oh,
Mom, pay attention.
it's okay.
Okay.
Hi, I have 3 sons. Stefan was born June 2nd. I don't know what year Aunt was born.
Yeah, don't tell the year.
Don't.
Me and Steph on 35. Me and Steph on 35.
He was born at New York Hospital. I have Christian that was born in Elmhurst Hospital, and Justin in Winter Park Hospital in Orlando.
Crazy. Think I didn't know that, huh? Well, I know all that. Okay. Okay. Where were you? Like when your water broke, where was you?
Okay.
Oh wow.
Okay. When I was pregnant with you, my water broke in St. Albans, Queens. I was in my mama's house. My husband was there. We was spending the night, you know. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and it was just a gush.
Well, I
Like
don't know
that.
but okay.
Okay, of water. And
Hey,
then we knew it was, as y'all would say in this day and time, it was on and popping.
On and
But
popping.
it took a long time for you to come.
Mm.
Okay, with Gavin, where was I? I was at home, and then we had a lot of errands to run on that day. So we were back and forth.
Yeah.
But I knew I was in labor, so it was an experience with your dad. Okay, with Brian, I was home, but I wanted to go to the supermarket, and we went to the supermarket, and all the time I'm in labor, and this lady asked your dad, she says to him, why you got her out here shopping? He said, because she wanted to go. It's like, you know. And with Jazz, oh wow.
Jennifer, what's up?
So many, I can't think of everything. What happened with you? It was like, it'll come. Yeah, also, I was at home because at that point in time, I was a stay-at-home mom. So, yeah, I was at home, and it was in the middle of the night. She was the one, I think, one in the middle of the night. Like mid-morning, I should say.
Okay. Trina.
My water never broke for either of my children. So, when I had my daughter first, she was planned C-section. So they were saying because of my asthma, they didn't trust that they thought there were gonna be complications. So they was planned C-section. She came out. I remember literally feeling them, push this baby, and
Yo.
I'm like, I'm gonna throw up right now.
Check this out. Yo, remember Ernest you went to school with?
Yeah.
Ernest said, what up?
Hey, Ernest.
Okay.
And I remember like them pushing the baby, and all I remember was turning to the side and throwing up. And I was like, just make sure I get the same kid, because I had no idea what was going on.
Uh-huh.
And with my son, it's a long story with his birth. It was a very complicated one. I don't know if it runs into your questions, but
Go ahead. I'll tell you what's up.
Okay, so again, they were gonna let me have a natural birth, but then they were like, no, because with my asthma is very tricky. They don't know if I'm gonna be able to breathe on my own or anything's gonna stop.
Hey.
So at that time, they were just like, all right, we're gonna do the C-section. So I remember my husband standing right next to me, holding my hand, and they're about to do the C-section, and literally in a split second, I don't know exactly what was going on, but say this is my husband. Literally, 10 doctors came into the room, picked him up, picked him up, took him out, and all I remember is them shooting me in my neck with a needle. Blanked out.
Wow.
Torian, what's good, Torian?
Don't
Hey,
know.
Torian watching.
I don't know exactly what happened. At this point of them sticking me with my in my neck, I didn't give birth yet, so I didn't know what was going on. And then next minute, I woke up, and like the ceiling lights that look like crazy, and you're looking up.
What's up, Al?
I looked up, and I'm like, okay, there's a light. And then I looked to my side, and I'm like, there's a lady, a nurse. She gets up, and she's like, do you know what happened? And I'm like, and then I realized there's a breathing tube in my mouth, and I realized my arms are locked on the bed.
Oh, man.
I was tied to a bed. So
I
imagine
ain't know all
waking
that.
up like,
Hey, you did all that.
wait, what's going on? And I'm like, didn't I have a kid? Because the last thing I remember is them picking up my husband and injecting me in my neck. That's all I remembered. So she was like, we're going to get
Queen,
the
what's
doctor. The doctor comes in and explains to me that, yes, I have a beautiful baby boy, and he's healthy, and he's fine. But unfortunately, and I mean,
This is 360.
this is a crazy situation. I don't know. Like I said, it's a lot of detail. But basically what happened is that when I had a C-section with my daughter, her scar, his placenta was growing on her scar. So when they went to detach it, I was literally bleeding to death.
Bleeding on
So
the side, yeah.
they had to do an emergency hysterectomy, and then they had to give me a blood transfusion. It took 8 bags of blood, and they didn't know if I was going to make it.
Wow.
So basically,
It was rough.
they waited till I woke up, and next thing you know, all I
Randy.
remember is my family coming in saying they were praying, like praying hard, and that my husband wouldn't talk to anybody because he was so scared and so pale and didn't know what was going on. So basically, after that, I came to, they take the tube out, and I'm like, where's the baby? And then they're like, sure. My husband comes in with the baby, and it was just like, I had a...
Yeah, made it happen.
Right.
Jasmine.
Okay. So the first time I ever gave birth or went into labor, that's when I had my son who passed away. I was at Cheesecake Factory. No, I'm sorry, Junior. He was a junior cheesecake. And basically, I was feeling pain. You know, I didn't know what it was. I never experienced labor before. So I'm like, what is this pain?
Jazz, look right here. The people don't see you.
I'm sorry. So yeah.
And remember you in that camera too.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Keep like rotate.
You know, I'm crazy, but anyway. So like the first time I went into labor, you know, basically I didn't know what it was going to be like, you know, so I didn't know if it was like something, you know, other than labor. So I kept feeling these pains that kept coming and going. So I'm like, something's not feeling right. So mind you, at this time I'm 6 months. So I'm like, Mom, I said, I'm not feeling right. She's like, well, if you're not feeling right in a few minutes, let's go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital. Went to Mount Sinai, Queens. So I go to Mount Sinai, Queens. So they diagnosed me with a urinary tract infection and sent me home to take Tylenol. Okay? So I go home, whatever. I'm thinking everything. No, matter of fact, we don't go home, right, Mom? Because we don't go home because we're like, okay, if these pains keep coming back and forth, something's not right. And nothing is, you know, and I'm pregnant. So I'm like, what's going on? All right, so then we go to North Shore, Forest Hills, LIJ.
LIJ.
And not even 20 minutes of me being there, I had my son. My son, he was born. He was breathing. He was alive. He died 3 hours later in my arms at 6:07 a.m. So that's the first birth.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Zaire. Zaire. So now Zaire is born. Well, he's coming. He's about to be born. And this is when I was staying in Left Rat. And I just seen some like a milky white substance on the floor at 2:00 in the morning. And I'm like, Mom, come look at this. So she come look at it, and she said, uh-oh, I think it's showtime. And my father, rest his soul, he was still alive. And he was like, oh, let's go have a baby. So we get to the hospital, mind you, because I'm very good with pain. 5 centimeters already dilated. They're like, how did you stay home so long? And then... after I get to the hospital, 5 centimeters dilated, they said, okay, the first thing I want to know is, like, can I still get an epidural? So I got the epidural within, like, an hour or so being there. And within 13 hours, like, I went to labor at around 2:50, and I had Zaire at 2:46 on January 29th, 2014.
That's King Zaire.
Yeah.
Little bad boy. My homie right there. Go ahead.
Okay, with Stefan, I lived in Haiti and came up when I was. I came up when I was 8 months pregnant.
Okay.
And you know, had during the night I had contractions, and then my water broke, and went to the hospital. My husband was still in Haiti, so he came in the next day. So my mother assisted the birth with me at the hospital. With Christian, same thing, middle of the night, and then we went to
in Haiti too? Oh, he was
No.
okay.
They were all born here.
Okay.
I used to live here.
Okay.
And with Justin, I went for a doctor's checkup, and she goes, "You need to go straight to that."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They got to the point. Like,
I thought Justin would be a girl, and another boy, 3 boys.
Justice D. Rose, right?
Yep.
I thought he reminds me of Derrick Rose, the basketball player. He looks
Okay.
Well, I mean, was y'all afraid? Like, was you afraid? We start with you. I'm gonna go back this way. Were you afraid when you first was having stuff on and the rest of your kids?
No. I can endure pain, so I wasn't afraid.
Okay. What about you, Jazz?
No, I wasn't really scared. Well, the first time it happened so fast, I didn't even think about pain. I was more scared for my child's life. But, I was more scared of, like, actually dying on the table because I'm extra dramatic. But, no, I wasn't scared.
Hey, yo, Steph, when we were at you, let Toya go right here, bro. Let's kind of right. Oh, we got to get Toya over here, you know what I'm saying? She get a pass. If it wasn't for that, me and Toya would be fighting right now.
It's okay.
Yeah, come on. But yeah, Jazz, keep going, bro. Stop.
I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't really scared. I was just scared that, you hear all these horror stories when you are pregnant and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're like, I just pray that, I actually get through this child, through the labor alive, because so many people haven't made it out alive. Especially, and it's sad to say, like, now in society, a lot of black women are dying on that table.
Yeah.
And, so you start thinking about all this, what could happen or what, So I was more so concerned about that, not the pain, because, pain is only temporary when labor, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done.
Trina.
I would say for the first one, I wasn't afraid or anything like that. I didn't feel anything. You feel more like what's gonna happen, like more anxious, especially I think with the first one. You just don't know what to expect. You hear a lot of stories, so you don't know. I think it's just like, wow, you're bringing life into this world. And I think that's the first time I ever thought every person walking this earth came out of a woman, and that's like crazy. Like when you think about it, I think the scariest thing was my son though. Like I just didn't understand. Like it happened so quickly, and I truly didn't understand what was going on. Like it just happened so fast. I'm just grateful and blessed that I'm here to see him, and that's it.
He's worth it, man.
Yes.
You want something out?
Yes.
Ma, what? You gotta tell me something crazy.
Nothing crazy. I agree with Katrina. Like, you don't know what to expect. And when you think about, like you said, other women have done this long before us. And my mom reminded me of that fact, She was like, you're not the first, you're not the last. This is what, basically God put you here for. And if they can do it, you can do it, okay? You can push this baby out, okay? And you were a big baby too.
Tell them how much I weigh. Tell them how much I weigh.
All my kids, not one of these children that I had weighed less than 9 pounds. So every baby I gave birth to, naturally,
Amen.
was over 9 pounds. So I can't remember the exact number no more.
Ma, you don't realize, like, a lot of the females I used to deal with,
5 ounces.
a lot of the females I used to deal with, when I told them that I was 9 pounds, they was like, that used to scare
9
them
pounds.
every time. Yo,
I was a
every
10-pound baby.
Oh, wow. Excuse me?
10-pound baby.
So it was like like she said, it's mind blowing when you think about it, because
Yeah.
you're already connected to your child before it's born. Okay,
Yeah.
this life within your body, it's amazing. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing to have
Tell
life
me
in your body.
The first time you ever saw like the hand or the foot come out, it freaked me out. I remember like laying down and I was.
Somebody said I should buy, hold on, to cut you up, Katrina. One of my followers said I need to buy my mother diamonds because I was over 9 pounds. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Oh, a push gift? I've heard of that.
Y'all get everything, huh? Look at that. I'm sorry.
I heard a push gift.
Yeah, that's a
No, but y'all deserve it. No, listen, without y'all, I wouldn't be over here. I would not be here, man.
Yeah, it's true.
So listen, man. My father was, he was a good man, but he was a donor. He wasn't. Y'all carried us for 9 months. To my mind, I'm in my 30s, man. I still don't understand like how that even is possible, bro.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Y'all, you sacrifice a lot. So, but Katrina, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, have you guys remember that part where I remember my daughter, it was like a hand, and think about this, aunt, a hand, a full hand coming out your stomach, and you was like, hold up. I remember screaming, oh shit, and my mother was like, Katrina, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know, like, I see this thing, and you literally see a handprint coming out of your skin, and it's just so crazy. And then after a while, you're used to it. I'm like, get out my rib, like, move.
Yeah.
But
it's just the fact that you know that you have life within your body.
yeah.
Crazy.
That one day this child is coming and it's a child. It's a child in there. So you connected to him or her before it even comes. It's amazing.
Okay.
It's a great thing.
So look, I got Toya here with me. She got to answer the same question.
Yes.
She a little lady.
Hey, Toya.
You know what I mean? See her right here? So you gotta look at the camera. I'm playing. You look at the camera. Yeah. So, yo, what about Maya over there, man? Like, yo, how was it when you had Maya? Like, was it bad? Like, what was it? Was you afraid?
It was a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't afraid at all. I wasn't afraid until they said she's coming. Then it got real, like real fast, But my whole pregnancy, you ever seen that show? I didn't know I was pregnant.
Yeah.
If I didn't know I was pregnant, I wouldn't have knew I was pregnant. It was like, as soon as I found out I was pregnant, my stomach said, oh. But the whole pregnancy, I didn't feel anything. No kicking, no moving, nothing.
Wow.
And even when I went into labor, I didn't know I was in labor.
You popping? Everybody saying hi to you.
Wow.
I didn't know I was in labor. I had a doctor's appointment that morning. I went to, and they was like, "Your water broke. You're in labor." When? and that was it. And then they said, you know, her heart rate dropped. They said, we got to go in a C-section. So let's go, get out. And that was it. I can't tell you how many hours of labor I was in, how it would just happen so fast. It was like, and I feel like I was deprived of something because I didn't get to push out. So it was like, was I pregnant? You know? But that's why I never did it again, because this experience was so great that the next one probably would have been the worst thing ever. So I was like, okay.
You gotta have one more though. Okay, mine ain't
You good, right?
Mine ain't the brother.
I'm good.
Mine ain't the brother. Ain't never too late. Yo, this yeah. Was it easy to name your child or your children? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna start with you, we're gonna go with that one.
No, absolutely not.
So how did you come up with her name?
Absolutely not. That was the hardest decision that I could make in my life, because this is the name that this person has to have and carry for the rest of their life. So I don't like my name, so that stems from that. Yeah. She didn't have a name until we was literally leaving the hospital. That's how hard this decision was for me. And I didn't want her to be judged by her name.
Yeah.
Before she walked into a job interview and they were like, oh, I know she's black, you know? And so I had to actually look at her first to see what this child's name was.
Her daughter's name is Maya, by the way.
Maya,
name.
you know, 3 letters, you can spell it.
Simple.
You know, I don't want you to go to school and have to figure out how to spell your name if you're struggling. You know, I see some kids in her school now, it's like,
yeah. But you do have to include the father's opinion only when he's involved.
Right.
It's y'all. You carry the baby for 9 months, and I'm a man telling you that. If he's not involved, that's your choice. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Okay.
That's his loss.
That's his loss. If he ain't there, he can't take care of his situation, then hey, you don't need to have no input.
That's right.
All right. Ma. Oh.
Okay, talk about your names.
How you get my name? How you get my name?
I know
you know how I got your address.
Okay. Your name, I just always liked that name, Anthony.
Yeah.
And back in the day, I had 2 people that were friends of mine named Anthony. And so it just stuck with me. I was like, whenever I have a son, I'm going to name him Anthony.
Okay.
And your dad, you know, he was cool with it. He was cool with letting me name all of y'all, you know.
Yeah,
So I had the same consideration in my mind too. Like, okay, I want them to have names where, okay, the person doing the job interview is going to have to wonder, is this a black child? Is it a white child? What kind of child?
Ladies
So
that have new
Anthony,
kids, please pay attention to what they're saying, please.
Anthony,
I got something to say about that.
my son, my middle son, Gavin. I got his name from a soap opera character. Not the character, but the actor's actual name.
Okay.
And I also hyphenated his name, Gavin Michael, because I like the name Michael.
Yeah.
And thinking that was going to be the last child I was going to have. So I'm
Derek,
going to
come
use his
upstairs.
name.
Come upstairs.
But then, along comes Brian. I like that. B-R-Y-A-N. And I just like the name. And I thought it had a good ring to it. Sound good on a job application. Brian Giles. And my daughter Jazz. Her name came from a little girl. I don't even know. I just saw her one day in the supermarket. Cutest little thing ever.
Good job.
This is before the movie came out. I guess, what is it, Aladdin? Before that movie came out. And she was so cute, so I asked her mom. I said, what's her name? So she said Jasmine. I said, if I have a daughter, I'm going to name her Jasmine.
Ma, you remember the name I wanted you to name Jasmine? You remember what we wanted?
I think you want to name her Diamond.
I wanted to name her Diamond. I
Well, she's more like a diamond.
I wanted to name my sister Diamond. It would have been terrible.
That's her name.
I'm glad my mother decided because she was getting input from all of us. Me, Brian, and Gavin was on Diamond. We was like, Diamond.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You went against them?
Yeah. That's the mom. She knows good. Her name don't need, Jasmine's name does not need to be Diamond. No. D-boy. Yeah. So, yeah. You can help Steph. I don't know if you know if you want to. Yeah, that's definitely was the case when it came to Jasmine. I remember that. Katrina.
Okay, so I have these stories. I'm telling you. My daughter, firstborn, I wanted to be unique, and I tried to utilize. When my mother named all of us and the grandkids, she always used initials from everybody. So I was like, okay, my mother is the first initial of her name, which is J. So, because my mom's Judy, so I was like, all right, it's gonna be a J name, but I don't know what it's gonna be.
Facts,
and
right.
it was a long time, like me writing down names and jotting down how I wanted it to be. Then I wanted to be special. I wanted her name hyphenated. I didn't want her to have like an original name and all these things. So I'm just gonna tell y'all what the name is. Her full name is very long. Janae Marie is her first name, hyphenated. Her middle name is Giselle. And I did not want that name. Hated the name. It reminded me of Jezebel, like a hooker name. But her grandmother wanted it on his side. So I was just like, whatever. And even to do that, remember how Toya said that she like went back and forth and thought about it?
Yes.
Girl, I went back under the birth certificate office. You know when you gotta slide in the paper? I went under the door and put it back.
I didn't want to say that
Because
I
her
did that
middle
too.
name was supposed to be Victoria. I really liked the name Victoria, and that's what I wanted. But the grandmother went as far as writing it on a paper, sliding it under my pillow, like she really wanted Giselle. So I was like, whatever. If you wanted it, you should have had another kid. But like, this is my kid.
Your child.
I want
Like,
Victoria.
hello, it's my child.
But I went under the door, pulled back the paper, and crossed out
Yeah,
Victoria.
I submitted
And
the
wrote
birth
Giselle.
certificate and went back the day before it was supposed to be in. And was like, no. And I came back and I was like, no, this is what I want. That's how hard this decision was.
Yeah, it is. It's
Like,
a big decision because you, like you said, this kid is going to have this for the rest of their life, and it's just like you got to think about that. So to pronounce her name is Janae Marie Giselle Concepcion Martinez. So one takes 2 lines on her social security. No teacher gets it right. Janai, something. It's like Janae Marie, like. And I really like when people actually say the
She looks
hyphenation
just like you, bro. It's a twin.
because I'm like, her name's Janae Marie. It's not just Janae or whatever. So, and then with my son, I was like, no, we going easier. So he doesn't have like 5 names, but his is Brandon Christopher. And the reason why I did Christopher was because at the time my sister wanted to have a kid and couldn't, and it was like a little situation. So her name's Christine, so I said, you get a Christopher.
Shout out to Christine.
So you get a Christopher. So I named his middle name for her, and that was it. I must say though, Brandons are bad. So if any mothers out there,
Yo.
don't name them Brandon. He's a really good kid now, like angel kid, but
Oh, we gonna talk about bad.
oh,
Jasmine, go ahead.
All right, so the first name his dad chose, my son that deceased, his name was Jelani.
Wow, I love that
Jelani
name.
Marquise Isaiah Cooper. Then,
I
Rest in
like
peace.
that name.
yeah, thank you. Then my son now, Zaire Elijah Isaiah Cooper. Zaire, I got that from Dwayne Wade. When I heard that name, I loved the Z. I love Z's, like, and I just loved it as soon as I heard it. I was gonna name it initially Jameer, whatever, but then I was like, no, I said it sounds kind of hood, so I said let me try Zaire, because Zaire is in Africa, you know, it's an ethnic name for an ethnic child, because he's very pro-black. The Elijah, his dad chose Elijah, and Isaiah, my mother's obsessed with the name Isaiah, right, Ma? She loves the name Isaiah, so I had to like conclude Isaiah in the name.
Include.
And include.
Yeah.
I said,
He said
whatever.
conclude.
Yeah. You know what I meant.
Include.
And then I actually want to add also my father's name into his name because all my brothers have Lee in that
Facts.
name. So honestly, when I had him, I was like, I didn't want him to have like a long name, but I think that I have to put Lee in that name
Gotcha.
because it's a standard, right? And I feel like to have
nails have to have
Lee in
Lee.
the name.
That's it. Oh, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so
She will change it.
I gotta put
Oh, she's
Lee
gonna
in that
change it.
name, so I will
Facts.
do that.
Because
Maybe around sexual.
since I was
Yes.
able
You
to
need
like
one,
give you first names, I had to at least give them my husband's
Oh,
middle
Yes.
come on. I need that.
Yes.
Yes, I gotta add it.
You know, it will be. You will.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, oh, God. You good?
Okay, with Stefan, you know, I had a hard time, but my little cousin, liked the name Stefan, and he mentioned it to us. And the only disagreement we had was in the spelling.
I spelled his name wrong. How do you usually spell it?
Well, my husband said we should have spelled it Stefan, so they
That's how I always
pronounce
spell
it
it.
Stefan.
Yes, okay.
But I spelled it with a
I like it better
P-H-A-N.
than
Right.
So throughout his
who
life,
chose my name then?
Louis Franz chose it.
Oh, Louis France.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
We're trying to learn. No, me and him really.
Yeah.
So to learn. We're trying to learn here. They can learn.
The PH won because I decided on the PH. But throughout his life, you know, his teachers call him Steven, Stefan, but no one really calls him
Right,
Stefan. Yeah.
And we have that right to veto everybody.
Oh no, you do.
Yeah,
You do.
correct them,
We
right?
have
And
the
then
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got to keep going.
the second one is Christian,
Christian.
and I spell it with a K to match the last name Khalil.
Okay, that's dope.
And,
I like that.
Justin is the last one, and for him, we didn't decide till we were ready to leave the hospital. Because everybody said I was having a girl, and it was a boy, so we had a hard time.
Okay.
But I like short names.
Yeah. But now the thing is that all of y'all named your children, especially I'm thankful that you did this because a lot of people's names be crazy. And they be expecting like, cause you know me, I'm in the like managerial field. And Katrina, you are too.
Yes.
And even though you're not supposed to, you do judge people by their names sometimes. Cause you do. It's just a natural instinct. Like you look at it and you be like, okay, this person, I can already see how they gonna come in here and act. Feel me? You're not supposed to do that. But I know if I think that way, I'm pretty sure these other managers is thinking the same way. So please, when you're having children, please be mindful of what you name your children.
Yes.
Please, that's all I'm saying.
I have a question
Go ahead.
for you guys, right?
Uh-huh.
What do you think about juniors? Because I was so against juniors. Like, I feel like every person should have their own identity.
Yes.
It depends.
And I didn't like having a junior with the same exact name.
I don't like it either.
How do you guys feel about that?
Depends on the father.
It depends on the father. That's what I'm saying. It depends.
If the
Yeah.
father's up, I can go.
You don't want to choose.
Then that already makes it
Or like also too, like, for example, like a person like Michael Jordan, right? For example, he named his son Michael Jordan Jr. With that name, you have to have that same status.
Yeah.
If you don't reach that, you look like as a failure.
Yeah.
So I don't recommend juniors neither. I don't really. I would love to name my son a junior. You know what I'm saying? But I like you said to have his own identity. That makes sense. Okay. So, Toya, what's the next question, Toya?
Ooh. How did you seek? Did you seek advice, and who did you go to for advice on
Raising the
raising
children.
the children?
Oh.
And Toya, you got to answer the question too. We'll come back to you last.
I went with God.
We going this way first.
Amen. She's like,
Stefan, we're gonna start with mom first.
I didn't really seek advice because my grandmother was always around, and she's very strict, very old-fashioned.
Okay.
You know, from Haiti.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
You weren't allowed a lot of friends in the house, and you know, and that's how I brought them up. They, you know, played with the kids around the neighborhood,
Okay.
but they never had sleepovers.
Mm.
They never had, you know, play dates because, you know, that's how I was brought up. So that's how they were.
Okay. That's but see, that's but you didn't feel the need to seek advice or anything like that.
No, because the way I was brought up, I just did the same for them.
Facts. Okay. Jasmine,
Okay.
you can't take advice anyway.
I sure can.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just feel like this. I feel, you know, with parenthood, there is no manual. You go as you go along. Excuse me, I'm a little tongue-tied. I'm a little nervous, but I'm okay.
You're doing good.
Nah, but okay. Did I seek advice? No, because I feel I learned from the best. Like my mother, she implemented the skills for me to be a good mother. I don't mind advice, but I don't like constant advice.
Or
I can deal with
advice.
condescending advice, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
Because every child is different. How I acted is totally different than my son acted.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Or, you know, my brother acted, or, you know, kids in general. So every kid is from as you know, as first come first served basis. Like, you know, you deal with that kid accordingly, because like me and my brothers, we're all different, so you can't treat the kids the same.
We're gonna get into that part too.
So, you know, like the way I raise Zai, you know, of course, like some things I do is different than my mother, and that's okay. She understands it. She said, you know what? Like, me and her have had disputes, you know, like, oh, you should do this. I said, Ma, this is a different day and age. This is how I'm going to do it, you know? And she will fall back. That's what I love about mother, because at the end of the day, she lets me do my thing. Let me be mommy, you know? She's there to back me up when he gets out of line, but she lets me be mommy, and I love that.
Yep. And I ain't gonna lie, you know you're not supposed to, but you're doing a good job, bro. My nephew, he growing up nicely. I like it.
Thank
you know
you,
what I'm
I
saying? So I never told you that, but yeah, you're doing a good job.
I think with my first kid, I had an unfortunate situation with my mom. My mom had a stroke, and at the time she lost her memory. So she didn't even know I was having a kid. She didn't even know my name. I remember going to see her, and she didn't know who we were. And then the day she was born, my mom in the rehab place got dressed, and they were like, "Where you going?" And she was like, "The baby's coming," like out of the blue. I remember going to the hospital or whatever the case is, but what I was gonna say is like I didn't have my mom to tell me what to do or advise me. So you know how like you got auntie so and so calls you, and they're not even really your aunt, but they call you, and then like everyone tries to give you their own advice on what you're supposed to do or whatever the case is. I think they did that, and I took little excerpts from everybody, and then was like, okay, but she's mine, and I'm gonna figure this out, you know. So I think yes, you don't know what you're in for. You're not prepared. Eventually, down the line, you know, my mom's memory came back and stuff like that, and she knew who that was. But it was just like in the first time, I didn't know what to do. It just comes naturally, and I think you're a mama bear. You're protective, so you are just going to take what people say, but in your heart, you know what to do, right? And then with my second, I think it's just like I was like, all right, I got this. I did it once. I can do it again. So I think it's like that.
Hey, Aunt Pat, I see you. No, I'm always gonna be. Y'all always gonna hear me shouting out people because people love to be acknowledged. So you gotta acknowledge them. So I'm acknowledged. See, I'm not into the social media world, so you hear me screaming out names. I'm acknowledging people. That's on Instagram and Facebook. That's what it is. Yeah. But go ahead, Katrina, keep going.
No, I'm good. That's all it was. I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I just took what people said, but I think you learn something. You have an instinct.
Yes, you have an instinct.
Yeah.
It's true.
What about you, Ma? I know Grandma. You already know.
Yeah, my mom was a big influence, I have to say. She was. And
I'm terrible.
being raised by my mom and my dad, like I base how I raise y'all somewhat, you know, from what I learned from them. And like I said, my mom was there a lot. But at one point in life, I had to let her know, as Jasmine said, Ma, you know, these are my kids. When I'm here, let me be the mother. Okay, when I'm not here, you're in charge. But when I'm here, I'm in charge. These are my kids. Let me raise them. I'm here.
Pat says hi, Ma.
Hey, Pat. How you doing?
Well, everybody saying hi to Mom, man. Ma, you there? Stefan, the matriarch is lit right now. That's Stefan's mom? That's what somebody says. I was like, yes. Ma, you watch your mouth. Go ahead, Ma.
But, and also with your faith, I have my faith in God also, and through prayer, He helped me. And your dad raised 4 kids in this hard knock city. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And all of them are doing good, and I'm so thankful.
That's cool.
I'm thankful. And I can say, as I always say to Jazz when we're talking, to my best work. When I leave this earth, my best work.
Amen.
My children.
That's right.
Shit, I ain't gonna cry. Toya. Answer the question though. Yeah, answer the question, bro.
My mom.
Oh, come on, the drill song.
My mom.
Jesus.
You know.
Boss. Mom's gonna play games.
My saying, she was on my body.
Yeah, how much gonna play no games?
On my body. Like, we went to high school together, and my mother was, you can go to the dance, but I'm there.
Like just like.
I'm picking you up.
Picking you up? I'm walking with you?
That's how she was. And sometimes they say that I'm like that with you gotta let her go. You gotta let her go outside. So, okay, she went to her first play. My daughter just turned 11. And she went to her first play date a couple of weeks ago. I let her go, but I was outside in the car. Because I was like, something happens, I need to be there,
So
to...
when you say play date, you mean a play date or do you mean staying overnight?
No, definitely not.
That's
We're not on that level yet.
Okay.
We're not, no.
My God, we don't know.
We was there 2 hours, they played, they went out, and I'm right in the car watching YouTube. Because, people are crazy. My thing is, even if I know you as a mother, I don't know who's in your house. I don't know who's around you, because most people, when people get molested or whatever, it's usually somebody they know, right? It's never a stranger. So people tend to have people in their house that shouldn't be around their children. And if you allow people around your children that shouldn't be, you don't care about mine. So therefore, no. So my mother put that in my mind. We on the body. On her body. You hear me? We and my mother just told me, just be conscious of your surroundings. Just use your gut. You know who's for you and who's not. Take care of your kid. That's your only goal as a mother, is to take care of your kid, and that's my goal. To take care of my kid, to protect her, to make sure she's safe, and then we'll figure it out after that. It goes day by day. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's a perfect mother. Everybody, just like you said, everybody raises their children different. Everybody's child is different. Right. If I had two, they're gonna be different. So you gotta treat them differently. You can't treat all the kids the same. And people say you got a favorite. Not necessarily, I don't know. I only got one, but I don't think there's necessarily a favorite child. I just think you may like one more than the other.
Yeah, that's like people, bro.
No, right? You can relate to them in a different way.
Right. Because with my sister was closer to my father, and I'm closer to my mother, and sometimes she feels some type of way about that, but it happens.
Ciao, Keisha. What up, Keisha?
Right. It happens sometimes, and it's not that my mother doesn't love her. My mother loves all her children to death.
What's up, Kendra?
But it happens like that, and I felt that way. My father did not love me no less than her, but I felt that she was his favorite child. And it happens.
Shout out to Toya Pops. Great man. Rest in peace to that dude, man.
Right.
Me and Toya lost her father around the same time I lost mine. So me and her shared this crazy bond, But yeah, he was a good dude, man. But yeah, I feel what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the next question.
Speaking of fathers, were the fathers of your children...
Oh, yeah. Me.
No. Was the father of your children in their lives? Yeah, let's talk about that. Don't get me started. I didn't tell you to go first.
Okay. He a bird.
Absolutely not.
He's a bird.
And that's why I go back to the birth certificate thing.
That's right.
When Maya left the hospital, she had his last name. When he didn't go to sign that birth certificate, no. My child is not having nobody's name that does not claim her. So therefore, she has my last name. Because I'm her mother.
That's right.
So Maya, like I said, she just turned 11. And she's seen him maybe how many times? 3? Her whole life? 1? Oh, 1. That she remembers. So if he walked down the street today, she wouldn't know who he is. He could be sitting right here in this room. Derek could be her father. She wouldn't know that.
Shout out to D-Boy. You get a camera.
She wouldn't know, and that's the sad part. But I try my best to raise my daughter to be, and I think that because of the fact that her father's non-existent, that she would make a better choice.
You talk too much. He's a bird. Take care of your kids, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. My father took care of me. He raised me right. When you have a child, you put to take care of your responsibility, bro. Yes. Mine ain't never gonna go without. She good regardless, bro. So my brother got you. I got you. My other brother got you. He in Australia. Toya's family. So mine is good. Like it's not gonna be no issue, bro. But if you have a child, take care of your kids, bro. Like stop being a bird. He's a bird. That's what he is. Go to my mother now. I don't know.
On a happier note.
That's it.
Well, all I can say is, you know your dad, and I mean, he was there. As I said these words at his funeral. My husband was present. He was not an absentee father. He was not an absentee husband. He was there through the thick, the thin, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. He was there. So I can't really speak on what it is not for him not to be around, because he was around. And I'm thankful for that too.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Katrina?
No, I mean, listen, I got the happy ending, so I'm lucky, very blessed. First child again. No, he is not involved with her. Really hasn't been. Probably like maybe the first year and a half. But it just didn't work out. And I'm thankful. It was a lesson learned.
Yes, it was.
Moved on. My daughter has never needed to feel the absence or anything. I'm blessed. My husband was in the picture since she was like around 1.5, 2. Like he was there, and you couldn't tell like that wasn't her dad. The way he spent time with her and helped me raise her, and it went from calling him by his name to Daddy Alex to, can I just say Dad? Because that's what it feels like, So, and my husband was welcoming in open arms, so that worked out, and it's a blessing. And she's 15, and she's still got we're a family. It's funny, it wasn't until last year that we told my son that wasn't her dad. Like, he didn't get it. He's like, huh? But I mean, you wouldn't even tell.
Nope.
Anybody who knows me, you wouldn't even tell that wasn't just.
You remember before when I first met your husband, that first son, I didn't realize it. Like, because the way he was treating his daughter was like, I was like, oh. And then she was like, man, he's playing the role, and I was like, wow. That's what's up, you know what I'm saying? We got
and the one, I mean, the biological one, just, it's your choice. And I think, like what Toy said, you choose to whether you want to be there or not, and if you don't, you miss out. Like, the kids are still going to be good, because luckily they do have strong, whether it's strong mothers or a strong family support to help raise that child, and luckily we're blessed enough that they don't feel it, because, I would say, like, if you did have a situation where you didn't, you need to make sure that child is grounded and understands that how important they are, and how they don't, how would you say, like, recreate that situation.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, like don't do it to the next generation that you have, and have a better bond and upbringing. So.
Yes.
Jasmine.
Yes. Yes, his father is very involved. I have to say.
Shout out to Mike. Big head Mike.
Like, the thing about it is that the problem is with this society, regardless of if you work it out with the mother or the father, you have to take care of that kid. He did not ask, or she did not ask to be here. You got to work as a team, because the kid feels and knows everything.
Facts.
They may not speak on it now, but best believe as they get older, they're going to realize who was there for them. And that might be the next president. That might be the next, you never know. There's no limits on us anymore. So, regardless of when me and him bump heads, regardless of what, Zaya he comes first. And, I have to say, regardless of what me and him went through, he take care of his kids. So
because I love him, but he will get pressed. I'm not playing. He got 3 brothers, and we press people.
Yes,
that's what we do. You gonna take care of yourself. That's what you're gonna do. But Mike, I love you though, because I'm not talking crazy. I'm only speaking facts. That's it. As a man, take care of your kid. And Mike does a wonderful job.
Yes, amen.
Your turn.
For me. Yes, he's always been involved, always there.
I like Stephon Pops.
Yeah.
He checked me the other day. Check me. I like that.
Yeah, that's it.
So look, I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, because I'm a big sports fan. So Shaquille O'Neal, right? I don't know if you ever heard the story. His father waited till he blew up, right, and he came into his life. And Shaq's father, his biological father, wasn't there when he was growing up. But when Shaq blew up, what happened? Now the father's comes around. So Shaq met him, he saw him and stuff, and he told his father he wanted to meet him one day. He had a suitcase, you know what I'm saying? Met his father, looked him in his face. He said, I looked my father dead in the face. And I said, yo, here's $250,000. You know? I never want to see you again.
Wow.
So remember what you do to your kids when they little. They remember that because when they get older, they're gonna remember it. He saw his father. He said, "I don't even know you." So here's $250,000. I know what you're here for. Here's $250,000. I never want to see you again. And that's what's the real story. That's why I always respected Shaq because I know what he means by that. Like, yo, listen, you here because you want this. So here you go, and I never want to see you again. Why would you want to have a child and not have that bond? My father was a good man. He raised all of us. So like. I don't understand when men don't take care of their kids. I don't understand. I can hate my baby mother, but the child has nothing to do with it, bro. Like you gotta take care of your kids,
Absolutely.
bro.
You shouldn't even hate your baby mother.
No, because she gave me life. I'm just saying. I'm speaking. You know.
It's sad to say in a society, you know, it's like it's almost natural to hear the mother or the father like each other. Y'all supposed to be on the same team and raising a human being, a person that's going to be, you know, taking care of us one day. So you have to take it seriously. Like, you know, these kids that has to be here. If you didn't want to have a kid, keep it in your pants. If you didn't want to have a kid, close your legs. But when this kid is here, you can't fail him. That's it.
And listen, I want to say, put it out there, because I know a lot of guys get bashed, right, most of the time. But shout out to the guys who the mom's not there.
Yes.
And the guys actually holding it down and taking care of the kids, because there are guys out there who stepped up to the plate and they really do it full time. And the mom, for whatever reason, had them and couldn't do it or whatever the situation is. But shout out to the guys who really do step up to the plate, because I don't think they get enough recognition and stuff like that.
They'll get their love in June, but I'm glad you said that.
They don't even
because some women, I don't know how you feel about this, but the women who for Mother's Day they want to do because I do the mother and father.
I don't like
that. Just rock. Like it's two separate. Two separate holidays.
Like that. Reverse. I'm glad she said that. Like it allows me to run my mouth. Ladies, man, let the man be a man though. Let him take care of his child. That's why we got a lot of these boys out here acting like little. Yo, listen, man. These boys don't have no respect.
None.
They don't have no discipline. I understand women, you can discipline your son, but it's nothing like a man being disciplined by another man. You have to be disciplined by a man. That it has to happen. Like, you have to allow that male to have that role in that son's life. My father did not play no games. I respect women. I don't curse at women. I do not curse at older women older than me. Now, mind you, my father told me, excuse my language, there's a difference between a bitch and a woman. It's a difference. You know what I'm saying? You treat a woman who is a woman. If she wants to be the other one, then you don't have to necessarily deal with her. Well, all I'm trying to say is if you have a son, especially a young black son, please allow that man to be in that son's life. Because that's what's going on right now. A lot of these dudes don't respect their moms. They be cursing at their mothers. And even for the ladies, too. The ladies need to see what a black man loving a black woman does. It's different, bro. It's just like a whole culture thing. My father was my mother, what? I'm 30. I'm not, well. My father was my mother 37 years. 37 years. But I seen all of that. I seen it. He loved my mom. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm gonna say is that's very important for a young black man to see how to treat a black woman, bro. Because I see a lot of these dudes, they be disrespecting a lot of these black females. I'm not with it. So like, you know what I'm saying? We definitely need that to be addressed in our community. You know? That's all I gotta say. What's the next question?
What is the craziest thing your child has done? And what was the punishment?
What was the craziest thing your child has done, and what was the punishment? Who wanna go first? Ma, you got too many stories.
I have too many, yeah.
How many beans you gave her?
So especially me. I was terrible. So I'm gonna let you go first. You say you're not gonna go too crazy on Stephon, but I need to hear a story about Stephon. You gotta tell me something. Stephon's one of those kids, man.
Very, very easy going.
I know.
He ate everything.
Listens.
Yeah, listens.
Stephon, man. You
When he was little, he used to.
Yo, get off the camera, Stephon. Come here, man. You gotta have did something.
No.
That you don't remember doing something, bro? Like.
Not that I can think of right now.
No,
This guy right here,
but-
I tell you, he's so nice. He's a good guy, man.
No, out of the three of them, he very easygoing, and that's how I always, describe him.
What about what's the next one in line name?
Christian.
Christian had a big problem with eating.
Okay. See, you see what I'm saying? That's what you're saying. Wait till you get to my mother. Oh.
No, whatever you gave him to eat, he wouldn't swallow, and he'd have a lump on the whole thing.
The minstrel stuff. And the youngest?
And Justin had sort of like an ego problem playing basketball.
Oh, that's me.
He was tough, didn't want to pass the ball, and he was like always ready to fight.
He didn't like to lose either.
Yeah, he didn't like to lose and was
Me
ready
too.
to fight.
Yeah, that's me.
He was
Still like
small,
that.
but
Yeah.
just like that.
What my nephew do? I know he bad. That's a little homie right there. I love him. He bad too. Like,
You know what's crazy?
Zai
He hasn't. Yes, he's not that bad.
that's why he bad.
He know his mother don't play, so I yell all day. But it's funny, I don't hit this boy. That's my problem. I need to really.
Spank him.
Yes, my mother will concur.
We have to be politically correct. Not hit.
Not hit, spank. Like
That's different.
discipline him.
Not beat him down.
But I mean, he didn't do nothing that extreme. Yes, he's only 5, but if he ever did, he gonna feel that pain. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because
Except when he throw his grandma phone. That's one thing he did do. He got spanking automatic.
See, every child is different. Like saying, because I always say kids is different. Every child is different. Like Stephon, I can already tell. You didn't need to, your mother didn't probably say one thing to you and you listen. Every kid is different. See, I wasn't that type of a child. My mother, when we get to my mom, she's gonna tell you. Now, you gotta get you. Go ahead.
My daughter's easy. Never really did anything. I yell. If anything, she'll be like, "You yell a lot," but I yell a lot. I've never had to really like go crazy on her. She's a pretty good kid. My son. And it's crazy, you know how they say the first one's real easy, the second one gives you a run, and that's why you didn't do it. I would say from 1 to 5 I was scared. He was crazy, like crazy. He ran away from us. He ran away, like, you know where the mall is? He wanted to go to the Lego store, and he was like 3 or 4, ran over there. I'm like, oh my God, where is he? I got kicked off the bus one time because he was throwing his shoes at people. One Thanksgiving, is Kendra still online? Because she could testify to this. One Thanksgiving, I had it at my house and everybody spent the night, and I woke up and the smell of shit was all over my house. And I'm like, what is that smell? And my son took off his pamper and decided to smear. When I say living room, bathroom, bedroom,
everybody that's following me on Instagram, they about to shut us down. I'm going back live again. Hold on one second.
Everywhere had crap all over, and I looked at him like, what is wrong with you? And he just looked at me, and I'll never forget that I had to clean up shit off my walls, off of everything. By the time he was 5 and went to school, I think it was just nap time. Like, they don't need nap time. They need to be doing stuff all day.
Why you never took a
bored. And he's a very
Kenny, what up, bro?
very bright kid.
Yeah.
She's amazing. He's in all these things, doing all these things. Straight A student. He's amazing. And I don't have to worry about behavior anymore. So, like, it did a 360.
He had to get it on his system.
I brought a pastor to the house to pray with him because I thought he was like for real. And thank God he's good.
Yeah, you a boy.
He's good. Get ready. I need popcorn right now.
With Gavin, because Gavin's going to be the easiest. Then probably go to Jasmine, and then go to Brian, and then me. Yeah.
The easiest one, like you said, was Gavin.
Gavin.
I like school. I never had any issues with Gavin as far as school went, or anything with girlfriends and stuff like that. At home.
Still.
He was a good student. He had one little altercation in school, and it was like they basically swept it under the rug because Gavin didn't even have a record. He didn't. He didn't even. They had to initiate a file for him, and the other boy had like a stack. So they said, okay, just no more, problems, and it's over. Okay.
Jasmine.
Jasmine was difficult because she liked to talk a lot. When she was young, she didn't talk a lot. But as she got older, I guess because of her having 3 brothers, she had to really be vocal to be heard.
That's
you know?
right. She was too.
She could talk. So that was her main issue in school. She talked too much. Brian was a hard rock.
Man.
I thought that was, if any one of my kids was going to be a thug, I thought it was going to be Brian. Because he was very impressed by what those streets had. He liked being out there, he liked being cool and all that, but kept talking to Brian over and over all the time. He never got in no bad trouble though. Thank God, none of them ever got in any trouble.
Not crazy.
Just talk to him all the time. And then one day, when he's about 18 or so, and we were sitting down having a conversation, and it's like all that talking was worthwhile because I was amazed, I was in shock. Like all the talks that me and my husband would have with him, he got it. It's like he really got it. I was like, thank you, Jesus. All this talk was not in vain. He understood what we were saying. He knew where we were coming from. He heard it, but he wanted to do Brian. He wanted to do what Brian wanted to do.
Still the same way.
And
Right.
he's very headstrong. He's very determined for what he wants, but he's not in trouble. Never been in trouble, and he takes care of himself. And Anthony's very headstrong too. There's some incidents I won't go into.
You can do it. I don't care.
Oh no, because it involves some other people. And I don't want.
They already know. The hood know, but you talking about
No, they don't know about that. No, they don't know about this in my living room. No,
Go ahead.
Closed doors.
And
My mother caught me.
Behind the scenes, mama, I need to know.
that was the biggest incident for me. Like it always sticks out in my mind. If you ask me what incident, that one won't. You know.
My mother tried to be nice. Well,
Okay,
basically, I'm gonna tell it.
You can tell it. Okay, you tell it. It won't be coming from me.
Basically, I'm not gonna say the girl's name.
I'm gonna respect her privacy.
I was dumb. My mother's one of the nicest people in the world. To the point, and sometimes it gets me tight because she's so nice. Because she's so nice. She's like people, she always see the good in people, and that's good because my mother has a good, genuine heart. I was the terror, boy. I was. So the incident she's talking about is that one day, like a fool, I brought a girl over to the house, and me and her was a little tipsy, and we decided to have relations in the living room instead of going in the bedroom, even though you're not supposed to have it in the house at all. At all. I said, you know what? I'm bold. I'm going to do what I want to do because, I'm Anthony. So
You're 15.
Yeah, I was like 15. I was 15 years old. I was a terror. So me and the girls in the living room, we about to do our thing. Well, we were doing whatever. And then she decides to get completely butt naked. The girl's butt naked in my mother's crib. Like, she gets butt naked. I'm looking at her like, what are you doing? But she gets butt naked, right? So then we doing, and we're in the middle of doing it, right? I promise y'all this. We're in the middle of having the relations, and I'm like this, and I look, and my mother is standing right here. So I told my mother, I said, hey, Ma, you sleep. Right? Remember that?
Yeah,
I said, Ma, you sleep.
You did say that.
I said, Ma, you sleep. I said, Ma, this is not real, so go back in the room.
All right, let me tell you. This is from my perspective. Me and my husband, all of us were in the house.
Everybody was
all of us were home. So me and my husband, we already in bed. And it's okay, you have your company, it's okay. Send her home a decent time. I'm going to get up and check anyway, but she can go home at a certain time. I said, let me go get something to drink. So I go in the kitchen to get something to drink.
It's great.
And the lights are kind of dim. And I'm like, why are the lights so dim? So I go look in the living room. And once my eyes focus and I see what I see, I'm like, what is her naked ass doing in my living room? What are you doing? Put your clothes on. I didn't see nothing
You got
taking
people crying,
place.
they
But
laughing
it was like, oh my God, her naked ass is in my... Don't you come back here, I told this young lady, until you can apologize. It took her 3 months to come back and apologize.
But she was embarrassed.
I would have been embarrassed too as a young lady, but
look at her face. Listen, man.
And the girl, she knows who she is.
Yeah, she tries to apologize. She tries to apologize.
She did apologize. Yeah. That's over. That's past history.
That's my family.
I feel like it's all in growing up,
She made a super mistake. It was her fault. I'm blaming her because why she got
the second part of the story
right along with it.
That's kind of funny is that once my husband and I, got Anthony by himself and we were reprimanding him about, his behavior, that was totally inappropriate. Shouldn't have took place in our living room. Especially, all of us are here. Your brothers could have just walked out. Your sister could have just walked out. They would have saw whatever they saw. And, it's not right. And so his dad said to him, well, Aunt, don't do it again. But I know you're going to do it again because you liked it and it felt good. I know it felt good, Aunt. So I know you're going to do it again. But just don't do it here. Don't do it here.
You got a mother and a sister. You got to respect
that.
Respect. My father did not play that, bro.
No.
He didn't play it.
He was too much. He was too much. He even found humor in all that. You know?
I did a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm surprised you
A
didn't
lot. There's more, but you know.
Kind of what your son did with the food in the mouth.
Oh yes.
I used to hide it in the couch and stuff. I was terrible, bro. I used to do some crazy
Okay, I can
things.
tell this real quick. Anthony, like you said, he don't like to eat certain food. He didn't hide it in his mouth. Anthony would take it out of his mouth, put it in the napkin real quick, and then he would put the food in the chair.
It was working at
so
first.
we're getting mice. Like, why are the mice always going over here? Why are they always going to this one chair? It's like, what is going on? So one day we go over there to that chair, and I pull the cushion off, and I feel like, what is it about this chair? And then my hand, I feel something like, what is this? So I pull it out. I said, oh hell. And I pull out more and more. Anthony's stuffing the chair with food. Anything he didn't like, he stuffed it into the chair. And that's why we had mice. Because he was stuffing it into the chair. So now the whole world knows.
I wish Gabby was watching.
And the plant.
Let me tell y'all a quick story, and we're going to switch up about us being disciplined. I don't know, Jazz, I mean, you might have been too young. But Mom had this statue that was in the corner, right? And I don't remember that statue Mom had with the brown one? Remember that?
It was a man and a woman.
Man and woman, they was hugging.
Like
Kissing.
Adam and
So you about to
Eve
find out the truth about
statue.
something. You about to find out the
I
truth.
had
I know you're going to find out the truth about this. I knew you never knew this, but we're going to tell you this. So, me and Brian was bad. So we had to play rough. Gavin over there, over in his little books, doing whatever he's doing. So me and Brian running, I'm chasing him. Brian slipped, and he slid right into the thing. He slid right into it, break it. I'm looking at Brian like, damn, bro. So Brian's like, damn, man, if I tell Dad that I did it, or you tell Mom I did it, Brian's going to get... We know if me and Brian get the beating, it's going to be worse because me and Brian are bad. So we looked at Gavin. I said, yo, Gavin, you never get beatings, bro. Tell Mom you broke the statue.
They set him up.
No, we set him up. Gavin, that's why I love my bros. Gavin looked at it, he looked at both of us, and he took the L. He told y'all, Gavin told you he broke the statue.
But he told us, we didn't believe it.
I know y'all didn't believe it. It goes to me and Brian. That's what I'm saying.
With some further inquisition, the truth came out that it was Brian.
Yeah.
Brian had a way of doing things.
He's
Oh my God,
terrible.
he was always up to something.
But the fact that Gavin would even do that, that's that bond that you got, man. Gavin lied for us. But Gavin did some crazy. Gavin stuck the fork in the electricity,
he almost electrocuted
burned himself. So he did a little crazy thing. Gavin used to do things like, he always had to touch something. Like, we at the supermarket, he tried to open the register, but he wanted to know how it worked, not take the money. He wanted to know how it worked. Like, I'm looking at him like, okay, but that's
I told him, Gavin, don't touch it.
I had a fun child. My
I know
mother
he's
was
gonna
a great
touch
mom,
it. If,
man.
as
You know
soon
what I'm
as
saying?
I
She still is a
stepped
great
away,
mother.
he touched it.
My mother's a great mom. She still is a great mom. She just, my mom,
Son.
love. It was a love. Everything she did, I was terrible, man. High report card, I was bad. Good. So, next question. Okay.
Oh, Maya. Maya's a good baby. She never, ever gave me any problems. She's spoiled.
Like what?
Spoiled, and I tell you, she started walking at 9 months because she was spoiled. Okay? Because I couldn't take a shower by myself. I couldn't do anything by myself. She wouldn't sleep. It was like, oh God. She'd go to take a nap, and I go like, okay, let me go take a shower. She go, So one day I just got like, I can't take this no more. Sit in this chair. If you want me, get up. And I went and I said, I gotta take a shower by myself. I'm a grown woman. I gotta take a shower by myself. I used to have to take a shower with her in the thing and with the curtain open. She gotta see me take a shower. And I'm like, yo, I can't do this. I gotta take a shower by myself. I'm grown, So I put it in the thing and I said, if you want me, you get up. Right? Okay? She did it. I'm in the shower.
Nigel.
My hair is the...
Lincoln.
And then the curtain is moving back.
Oh my goodness.
It's her.
At 9 months.
She like,
Wow.
ever since then,
Gotta watch Maya, man. Maya be in all her stuff, man. Maya be in
and that's what I say. And then everybody was like that I'm on her body, but she be on mine.
Nah, she be on your body.
And it's like having a little broke best friend.
Yes,
You know?
She ain't got no bread. She
You
ain't got
know,
no money.
everywhere, but don't got no money.
She ain't got no money.
You know, and she's like the best friend that I never wanted. Sorry, Maya. But she is like, she has the best tea. She come home,
Go to school.
and this child, let me tell you, Mom, and she got dragged today. And I'm like, what? And she got the best tea ever. And I'm like, even when I have conversations with my girlfriends, it's not like Maya's conversation. And I look forward to picking up what happened today.
Yo, Stephon, that's one for me.
What?
Emotional. I knew I was gonna have you.
Do you believe in spanking your children?
Yes, I do.
What form of spanking do you use?
Just like spanking, not beating them
Oh,
down.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It all depends on the child.
And also the age and the circumstance, but sometimes I think it's necessary to get their attention.
Wow, this is a real
You know,
Q&A.
I'm keeping it with the fact that, okay, you tell them, like, for me, I had this rule. I will tell you about 2 or 3 times.
After that, it's a wrap.
Okay, that don't do this, don't do whatever. But after that, I'm not playing.
Mom,
I'm coming at
You
you.
know the double chop?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, double check. Oh yeah, I used to know.
Yo, I'm about to say that. That's funny, you know, you said that. I'm about to say
Okay, when they were like,
Demonstrate.
more so
Show it.
for
You gotta
the
show it. You gotta
boys.
show it.
More so for the boys.
Let's
Like,
double chop, let's
like,
double chop.
how many times did I tell you whatever? You know, how many times?
we hate that word.
Maybe 3 times. I said, come here. Like, come here. I said,
Slap
like,
both
right
sides.
here, like,
Both hands.
I'm here, right here. I said, now, do I have to tell you again? No. I got their attention. That's why I did it.
Listen, man, my mother. Listen, once I said.
They named it that. You know,
The thing is, like, people don't understand this. When it comes to children, every child is different. There's some kids you can just say, "Hey, listen, stop." You cannot tell me to stop. I wasn't gonna stop. So I needed her to beat me. I needed her to do it because I did not understand stop. I had to do what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Every time she told me once, like Jasmine said, it didn't work. You tell me again, it didn't work. The 3rd time, I got it that time. You know what I'm saying? So, like, also on the question else is asking, like, what did you like to use? Did you use the belt? Use your hands, or you like to get the switch? You.
most of the time, I would use my hands.
Mhm.
I have used a belt. I have used the what you call the thing from the
Extension cord?
No, the
the
piece from the air conditioner one day.
wow.
It was there. It was there. That was the first thing I saw, and I
Air
grabbed
conditioner
it.
ain't small, so what you
No,
need?
it's like the.
It's like a little, like a rod piece. Not a rod, but like
No,
a
it's
wire.
not a rod. It's like plastic. It's like thick plastic. Like thick, no, not plastic, rubber.
Yeah.
Like the insulation part that holds it.
Oh, yeah, the insulation part. Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
little strip.
You just grab whatever.
So,
Whatever's
it was
there,
there. It was
whatever-
there. That's what I
That's-
used. I wouldn't say I abused. I
Got it all.
Nah, you ain't abused nobody. Hell no, you did that, bro.
excuse my language, but I whipped their ass.
Hello, somebody.
Okay, because also,
Me, Brian,
like I
Jasmine,
said,
asshole.
like let's say with the my husband work in the daytime, right? So I'm there. You're gonna respect me.
That's
You're gonna
right.
listen to me in my house. I'm not gonna be one of the moms that's scared to
Discipline
live
is-
in my own
Yeah.
house. Gotta lock the door when I go to bed because
Yeah, that's crazy.
we always kept the bedroom door open, you know, so I could hear what's going on in the house. I never was afraid of my children.
Yeah.
I'm not having that. And I thank God that I didn't have to be.
Yo.
You know, this little spanking. I call it spanking, but
Nah, you didn't. You
Whipping.
spanked us.
Some people say whipping.
The problem with kids people don't want to spank their children. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
but
Okay.
it's only with love, not with like. I think another person should not spank your kid. 'Cause I love you.
Amen.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Oh, grandma beat me. She's loved me too.
She loved you too. But
Really
she
beat me?
wasn't gonna. Yeah. But I knew that they were not.
Nah, they
going
spanked us a lot.
to-
They damn sure.
to send you to the hospital
Oh, yeah, no,
or
no.
something like that. You know?
It depends on the person because
Yeah.
I would allow my mom.
Oh yeah. Oh your mom's. Oh yeah.
Yeah, my
Just
mother
to
had
play.
that right. She had
My
that
sister
right.
a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. But like if she ever got crazy with my sister or something, then But my thing is, I believe that it takes a village. So if
Do.
you seen my daughter in the street doing something, I want you to check her. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's not like it's a difference between you checking her and it being excessive. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm trying to say. So it's a difference because it depends on the person.
Yeah, me
because
as a parent, if your daughter was like in the street acting up, like you said, check her. I would check her. I'll let her know I saw what she did.
I'm
And
telling
if
you.
I knew where you live and everything, come on, we going to your mama. Your mama needs to know.
That's
And
different.
that's
That's how it was.
that's
I don't like
what
that no
it
more.
needs
I like
to
that.
be. Because it's
but
not.
people don't do that no more.
Right.
You
They
know?
scared.
What about you,
Scared,
Trina?
right?
Yeah.
Scared.
You
I never really had to beat. like I said, I'm a yeller. So I think they got so tired of me yelling that they were just like, just don't do it, or shut up, or just don't, because she's going to get crazy. I think my actions scare them. So when I'm like, oh, they're like, Joe, something's going to happen, so let's just like stop. Pretty much, my kids are good, and I never had, like I said, when he was 1 to 5, that was crazy, but I prayed a lot on him. But I never really had to go crazy with them. I would say, as I got older, my daughter, you know, teenagers, they test you. I think she's good at being Matrix though. Like, I'll go to grab her and she does these moves, like tries to get away or runs across the bed or something like that. So I think I'm more of a yeller. But to what Toya said, to her point about other people, I've always made it a rule that no one is to hit my kid, not even their father. And I know people think I'm crazy, but I feel like maybe I watch too much movies, but I feel like you never know your strength. And my husband is a very, like, if you see his demeanor, you see him, he's quiet, so you don't know. Like, sometimes I'm like, he could be a little crazy up there. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
So I said the Matrix.
So, like, I wouldn't want him to. Like, I don't know. I'm very protective. And my brothers and sisters used to always think I was crazy. No grandma, no mommy, no daddy, nobody touches you. And if you gotta, like, scold them or tell them stop, go to the corner, whatever the case is, call me. And I will be there. But you are not allowed to touch my child.
Okay.
Like, no one.
Jazz already know we're going to go with Zaire. Me and Brian be telling her, boy.
Which you kind of big kids.
We'll
we
get
had
to that.
three boys before I had a girl. Remember, I had to use that plastic bat, you know, baseball
Listen,
bat on you.
we were a different breed. It's a different. You know what I'm saying? Our childhood, they're bad. You heard that? Did you hear they're bad? She said that eating the food. You said something about your son putting a diaper on the wall. My mother had to deal with bad.
Right.
We were terrible. I was terrible. Like, I used to do bad things. Like, Jasmine too, we was terrible.
When you have this man child, look at Anthony.
We'll get to that. We can go talk about dad. 'Cause dad didn't play games.
In my face, and we were like, I was like, what?
But you know what? She said that's your mother.
And I was like,
I still fear her. You know what I'm saying?
That day, that one particular day, I had to say, Aunt, look, get out.
Mm-hmm.
Get out. When your dad come home, he will deal with you.
Oh, he gonna deal with me.
He will deal with you.
Yeah.
I'm done dealing with you. Get out.
Uh-huh.
Because he got a little too, like, fresh out of his mouth. But
Yeah, I'm terrible.
that's all I'm saying.
I
I
changed.
think those teen years are the hardest.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
terrible. I was terrible too.
Hardest time.
Jasmine, what about Zaire? Why he needs to be in?
He don't need to be.
Shit.
Well,
You do.
I don't like hitting Zaire. Like she said, I'm a yeller. And to the point, my mother be like, Jasmine, you gotta start, like, actually carrying out that yell, that threats, you know? Because now he looks at me like I'm a joke.
Yep.
But when he sees I'm serious, all I do is stare at him for a long time, like,
He stopped.
it's over. He be like that. He'll start crying. He be like this. Why you looking at me, mommy? And he's like you said with the disappointment. All I say is, you really upset me. You disappointed me. He doesn't even know what to do. It's like it hurts his heart. Like, but you mad at me, mommy? You mad at me? So it's like just my tone of voice alone is enough at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But when he gets out of line or he gets that pop. Like I don't like let up on that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't OD because, like you said, sometimes you're mad in the moment. Sometimes you're not even thinking about, you know, like how strong you are compared to that child. You know, so I don't want to like overdo it. And as for someone hitting my child, I'm sorry, don't hit my child.
I won't even hit
You know, like don't hit my child. Like my mother, you know, she said that, you know, maybe once you said you have to actually like give him a pop. But for the most part,
on the butt. Yeah. I'm not gonna hit. I wouldn't even hit Zaire. So
yeah. So don't hit my child. Like, but let me know what he gets. When I get there, I'll handle it. Yeah.
And I can relate what you say about disappointment and what you say about disappointment. Because I was a child too, you know. I got on my mom's nerves a couple of different times. And when she actually said that for what I did, that she was disappointed and looked me in my eyes and I could see
That
the
she was
disappointment,
serious.
that she was dead serious. It hurt me to my heart. I was like, I can't fix this. You know, I already did it and she's so disappointed that, like, what can I do to make it right now? But I already did what she told me not to do, so,
Right.
you know. So it really
That
does
was a
hurt.
good
It
child.
cuts you
Sorry
to
to
the
have
core. You was a good child. I was pretty much good too, but every now and then, when you, like I said, those teen years. Those teen years.
So about you, miss?
I'm a yeller.
Step on you, He laughing at you, girl.
And then just over and over again, and when they don't listen, I pick up whatever's inside.
Yo, listen. They say the Haitian West Indian moms is crazy.
Yeah.
And she also has the stare too.
Oh yeah. No, but when they're out in public, yeah, you just have to give them a
Let me see the
stare.
stare, Miss
and
Maggie. Let me see the stare. You
Yeah,
gotta
she like, she gonna play game, bro. I ain't
No,
with
but
it.
any little kids that came around me and they're acting up, I just give them a stare. And
That's it. That's
She ain't the one to play with. You can
Yeah.
tell.
mine's, but the other kids I used to babysit just to stare.
Mom, you had that too.
So yeah,
Most mothers got that stare. You
Yeah,
have
we all got that
You have to
stare.
inherit that.
That's right.
Every time
You push that
we were
stairs to
going
the
out,
limit, though.
whatever, before we went out, we always had to talk.
Oh, that worked.
This is the behavior.
Yeah, it did work. You wasn't as bad as
We put it outside.
Mom has a way to talk that it makes you
Make you listen, yeah.
People was like complimenting me, like, "Oh, your kids are so well
Yeah, we
behaved."
love
I said,
it.
"Yeah, because I
Yeah, we
talked
not
to them
playing.
before we came. What I expect them to do.
Mhm.
You're not going to be jumping up on the table. You're
That's
not
right.
going to be throwing food. You're going to sit down. You're going to be civilized. You're going to eat your food. You're going to enjoy your food. You're going to have a nice time." Because one day we went out. I never forget it at Applebee's on Queens Boulevard, and these kids, I mean,
Terrible.
they tore that place up. They were up on the table. They were pulling tablecloth. There was food on the floor. And I was like, oh, I would have lost it. I would have just lost it if those were my
You never
kids,
wanted to
but-
beat somebody else's children?
Yeah. Just wanted to
A bad child.
just shake them, not beat them. Just shake them like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Listen to your
I've been-
mother. You know.
I don't know how parents do that. Like
Mhm.
when you see them acting out of control and you don't see the parent, like the parent looks more embarrassed instead of checking it. I'm
Yeah,
like,
check them.
no, that
That's
is
your
not
kid.
happening. And some of them are disrespectful. I seen a little girl hit her mom the other day, and
Oh,
she
yeah, I
couldn't
would
have
do
been
that.
like 5 or 7 years old, and she was hitting her, and I'm like,
Mm.
like that is out of control.
Like that.
I encountered it one time with Brian, and it was a contest between me and him who's gonna win. I had to win, okay, and I won.
Like it
So
wasn't,
don't
you
you
wasn't
ever,
gonna-
ever, ever hit your mother, okay, ever.
Oh, yeah, I ain't
And
do that.
after that, I had to actually put him in the rack, in the back, put him over my on my lap, and just kept swatting him because he kept hitting me, and he wouldn't stop. So I was like, oh my God, this kid is really serious. He's not stopping. So I just had to grab him and just throw him over my lap and spank him. I mean, really spank him.
Yeah.
So no ever, he never ever since that time.
I don't think mine need no being.
No.
Yeah,
I don't need. All I gotta do is yeah. She starts crying.
My, you a bum.
You know?
You gotta push her something. You gotta push her.
No, but no. Now that she's getting older,
What happened for years?
no, yeah, because she's tall, so now she's starting to get taller than me.
Right,
And I had
you
to
gotta push
let,
her.
no, just this morning I had to say, oh, don't get beat up.
Don't get beat up.
Because yeah, because that's what I said to her this morning. And as becoming a preteen, that mouth is starting to.
The mouth, oh yeah, the mouth.
Oh,
Oh, trust me, we almost go at it all the time. Right?
Jasmine mouth is crazy. I used to get Jasmine like, yo, you wanna die? Jasmine wanna die. Like,
because she has an answer for everything, and everything is like, but why?
Adolescents,
And,
not pre-adolescents,
Yeah.
but some
I always say that. I'm like, because I said so, and this is not a discussion.
That's a
Like,
negotiation.
we're
That's
not
right.
talking about. That's the one thing that pisses me off with both of my kids. They want to talk. Like,
Right.
I remember one time my daughter did something, and I was just like, no. And she's like, but can we talk about this? I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, this is not a conversation. Like,
That's
with me and
right.
you're younger, and I'm telling you no.
That's right.
And no. And I was like, this is not an after school special. We're not on TV doing this. No, this is real life. And I said no.
That's
End the conversation.
yeah, so. Okay, yeah, like see, like the thing with us was, man, that was crazy. Was the fact of the matter was, my mother, she like you said, if it didn't go all else failed, my mother would be like, I'm gonna tell your father.
Oh Lord, that'd
And
be
I wish y'all could see my father. I think my father in his prime, he was like my size, and he did not play
Bigger.
no. My father would come up to me and be like, "Yo, that's it." I'm like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
And I'm dead serious because you know what I'm saying.
He like if we disrespect mom, we get it.
Oh, it's even worse. Like, don't disrespect my.
Well, my mother was the one that disciplined us. My father was the one that just 7.
Yeah, your mom's a drill sergeant. She's
Yeah.
different. Your mom's is built different. Your mom, y'all gotta meet her mother one day. Her mom.
But it was like if my mother yelled at us and we got in trouble, my father's like, here go $5.
Right.
You know.
Oh, he was
So it was, you know.
My
That's how that
mother,
was.
I'm telling your dad, they go for Jasmine too. It does not matter. Now, my father never put his hands on my sister. But what I'm saying, well, that one time, but you was out of control. So
I was out of control.
You was out of control. Yeah, but the whole situation is like, you know, like you said, no one's supposed to put their hands on the kids except for you. You shouldn't have no one put their hands on the kids. Like I said, there's levels to this though. The Giles kids is on that other level. We was bad. My mother, that's why I love my mom. She's so patient. Like I don't know how she dealt with us, bro. Brian always went in everything. Like he gotta be bad. And me, I'm over here plotting on how to do this and do that and getting caught in the house with girls and all that stuff. And Jasmine's mouth is
He's
crazy.
the reason I went to the night shift.
So,
Damn.
My mother just said I'm the reason that she worked the late shift.
Yes. Well,
that goes into our next question.
Oh.
At some point,
We trying to bring girls in.
somebody needs to be here at all times.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, so
Jeez,
that's
you
why
was
it was.
She changed her work schedule.
I did.
No, that goes into our next
At least
question.
it's only about girls. You know?
Yeah, that's the next question.
Oh, yeah, this question for you too. You gotta answer this for real. I need you to answer this question for real. Do not answer this question. If you don't answer this question, I'm gonna know you're not telling me the truth. So you gotta answer this question. Alright, so if you did not have children, now it's not saying you didn't want children.
Okay.
If you did not have children, read to it.
If you did not have children, what would you be? Did you have a dream that you put on the back burner?
For the children.
Wow.
Yeah, I need no shaking no heads.
No,
Who wanna go first?
Come back.
I need a real answer.
I've always wanted to work for the airlines because I love to travel,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm doing now. But that's what I would do. What I'm doing now.
There's no hobby, nothing you want to do.
Huh?
No hobby, no like
You used to
No,
paint.
I like,
You used to paint when you were.
I used to paint, but I like to travel more.
so traveling is your thing.
That travel is my
Okay,
thing.
so she's doing what she wants to do. That's good.
And
Okay.
now I'm in New York. My husband's in Florida. I travel more.
Okay, she doing what she want to do. Jasmine.
I would have actually finished nursing school. That's a one. I would have traveled definitely more. I could still travel, but you know, it's definitely different when you have kids. That's basically it. Like, cause honestly, Zod makes you go harder. But of course, everybody get that moment. You're like, damn, I'm a parent. I just want to chill. It's not even going out. You just want to go to sleep. You know? Like for real, like you know. So it's like I be sleeping. Here goes my mommy, but oh God, I only got 5 hours, but you in my face. But you gotta do what you gotta do as a parent, you know. But I mean, honestly, I don't have no regrets. The only regret, like I said, is I wish I would have actually lived to my fullest potential before I had him. But you know,
It ain't
you can't
over.
plan everything, right? It ain't over. Exactly. Make you go harder. That's all.
That's all.
Yeah.
Katrina.
I think it was just I only chose. I like my job, but I think that I would have done something less time consuming because I do what I do because of the money. The money's there, and I want my kids to have a lot, so I do it for them. But if you could do less and still live comfortable, you know what I mean?
So what would you do though? What would you do?
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, originally I wanted to do child psychology. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just think, like, now I find that I work more hours and I wouldn't do that. But I know I do it because I want to make a certain amount of money for them.
Facts. Yeah, I see you, man. You be slaving, bro.
Yeah, and I only do it for them. I want them to have a certain, be able to have certain things.
You got them in everything. So you're doing the job, you know what I'm saying? Your mom's, you definitely a reflection of your mother, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you definitely doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Judy, she's
I
the
always
bomb.
say that.
Yeah. What about you, Ma?
I always say that your kids are a reflection of you.
Yeah,
Amen.
definitely.
The only thing I can say is that I have no regrets.
They know that. They never
But-
regret, but what would you do?
If I would have finished college, I would have finished my degree. I was working on a degree for physical therapy at Ithaca College. I had a scholarship for everything, but I was too hot for your dad back then. And here I was in my sophomore year of college.
All right. No. What would you do?
Too hot for him.
My pops always tell me that story.
And I would have completed that.
But like, there's no like hobby, no like a dream. Like I just wanted to one day, I wanted to do
I
this.
think I would have liked to you know, much as I like to talk and much as I like people, I probably would like to do what you're doing now. But at a younger age where
You
I
still do
feel like honed in,
All right now.
We got a new co-host.
Facts.
Yeah, but I don't know. This is something really to get used to. These lights and cameras and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not what I.
It's never.
thought,
Everybody's saying it's never too late. You can see it. I'm not lying. They're saying the red. It's never too late.
But I don't think so. I don't
Steve
I
Harvey
don't-
blew
at
up at
this
like
point-
45 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm older than Steve Harvey.
It don't matter, man. But I'm just saying.
Started.
Okay, what's the white lady named Sarah Potts, the singer, Potts, whatever. She won American Idol in the UK. She was like in her 50s when she won that.
You told the blonde hair?
Yeah, the white chick. She won in her 50s.
Yeah, but I'm saying this whole lights, camera, action thing.
It's
that I'm
never
saying,
too late.
It's not what I thought. You know, it's not as like I don't know. Maybe in a grander scale. Maybe it's a little
Give me ideas.
different. I don't
She give me
know, but,
ideas.
you know, who knows?
You just give me an idea. I'm gonna put you on camera. I got something. You gonna get on camera. Now I'm talking about for you, for real, for you. So you want you would do this? What I'm doing? Okay, I got something. You gonna do it too? All right, Toya, your turn. What would you do?
I probably would have been finished my degree because I was in the midst of that.
Yeah, you was.
Right.
Shock me with that.
We shocked us all. But my dream was to be a party planner. I love putting stuff together. Like my mind is always going. I'm looking at this wall right now. Like I mean, So it's like that would be something.
But you always help me out when I have my events.
Exactly. I'm always helping everybody. Everybody's party. I'm putting stuff together. I'm setting things up. That's just in my nature. It's something that
You
I
have to
like
do.
to
You have
do.
a passion for it, and you have a good eye for doing it too.
Putting stuff together because my mom, again, you are a creation of your parents, and my mom draws. My mom puts things together. So I've always watched her do that, and that was something that I had a passion for, and I continued it, and and that's why I say I try to get my daughter into everything to see what it is that she wants to do, so that she knows I don't want to be stuck. So, you want to take tennis, let's take tennis. You don't like it, let's move on to soccer. Let's do,
Maya,
so
you know what you gotta do, Maya? What you gotta do, Maya?
No.
You gotta pick up that basketball.
No.
Yeah, we gonna make that happen, yo.
That would be, and I wanted to travel. And so the thing was, once I found out I was pregnant, I was like, oh God, that's over. But it's not, because me and her travel so
All the time.
much.
She been in more places than I've been.
And she knows how to do it. She knows what to do when we get to the airport. She knows my daughter's passport. She has 8 stamps
Wow.
in her passport.
I
And
love
we just
I'm not the only one.
and it's just, and she just loves to do it. Everything, like
Well, I'm
even
not fun to
Christmas.
travel like.
Even Christmas.
Wow.
If I say, what do you want? She goes, let's go on vacation.
That's
You know?
a blessing.
That's good.
And that's what she wants to do. And I spend all this money because I'm a single parent.
Tarasha,
I feel
what's
like
up?
I'm substituting for her father not being
Aisha.
here. And I buy her all these things. She don't want none of that. All the Christmas
Ali.
stuff. You come to my house right now. All the Christmas stuff that I put here sitting in the living room in the box that it came in because she do not want it.
Wow.
She wants to go away. That is
That's
that's all
good.
she
That's
wants
good.
to do. And I
Maya, you get pick up
and
that.
I work so hard so that I can pay for these
swimming.
things. And we
You know
don't
why, Toy? That's cool. You know how many people I know have never left their neighborhood?
right.
They
And that's
just
and
know
that's what I'm
their
trying to get her
neighborhood.
away
That's it.
from.
There's people I know. Just no shade to Far Rockaway.
All right. Chicago.
Out to Far Rock. But whatever. But there's some people that never left Far Rockaway. I knew a girl.
People never left left right.
Some people never left right.
And they still there.
And they still there. So,
Derek, you been in South Carolina. At least you left.
I done been all over.
her,
When I
like,
managed to come back.
yes, like you gotta expose your kids, like you said, to different things and different cultures, because it's not just the hood. Like it's a big world out there. So let them
Right, but that's why I
experience
say
it.
I don't
Right.
live with regret because she is the dream that I have.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
sometimes you have a dream and you don't know what that dream is until it comes to life. And I think God put her here for that reason, because I say every day that if she wasn't here, I don't know where I would be, because honey.
Yes, yes, Lord.
Maya.
Me personally, I don't like to fly.
Of course,
I
we know
never,
that.
I never discourage.
I rode 16 hours with you, Maya, I
never
know.
discourage. Yeah.
I rode 16 hours with you to go fly.
Discourage them, from traveling and seeing the world, because it's a big world out there.
I've been
There's a lot to
everywhere,
be
yeah.
seen, And what's that saying? More than you can, more than ever can be seen. So go ahead. You wanna go? Go. But I'm not getting on no plane.
There. Describe motherhood in a word or in a sentence.
Wow.
We got 2 more questions. That's just the one, and we got 1 more after that.
Wow. What's the start?
Who want to start? How would you describe motherhood in a sentence?
I can say.
Where start?
Okay.
Go.
Motherhood, I would say, is an experience.
Yes, definitely.
It's a journey. Your kids grow with you. Like, my son has seen me at my lowest, and he's seen me at my high. Like, he's been through so much through these last years, and it's like he's helping me become a better person. Like, I don't like, everybody knows me. I'm very reactionary.
I like that, Sarah.
But it's like I know that it's bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I said earlier, I can't fail him. So I think twice for what I do my movement, because everything was based on Zaire. You know,
King
and it's
Zaire.
like, yeah, King Zaire. So at one point, everybody knows I'm all about Jasmine. You know, but now it's Jasmine and Zaire. You know, it's a you know, it's a team. It's a team. Like, you know.
Homie.
And it's a bond, it's a union. I would say it's a union because, you know, everything that I do in his life is going to affect him. You know what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, like, I would just say it's an experience, and it's like, you don't get no manual to this, so you go along with the punches. It's like, this is the hardest thing I think I ever did in my life is being a mother.
Right.
Because it's scary. It's kind of scary when you think of it that a kid depends on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have this little person that looks at you, and they base all their decisions on your decisions. It's like, you know, like, they can't move without you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So, when he eats, I make sure, you know what I'm saying, I gotta figure out what he gotta eat tonight. Or, you know what I'm saying, like, I put his happiness first. It's like, it's the scariest thing
My
because...
homegirl Sarashi said hard but rewarded.
Hard but reward, absolutely. And it's like, because let me tell you, I'm just gonna be a little more, like, in depth about me. I've been through depression, and my brother can tell you. Yeah. And Zaire is the light of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he makes it all worth it. Like, even when I feel like I'm done. But that face, I can't fail him. I gotta keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad, you know what I'm saying? He would always say that. He was like this, you know, this little boy, he looking to you. You know, no matter how you feel, he sees greatness. And that's the cool thing about your kid, because even when you feel your love, they'll make you feel high. That's it. So, that, like I said, an experience.
You ready? You got an answer for me?
Okay, I have an answer.
Okay, we're ready. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
It's, motherhood is unconditional love. It's, you know, you accept them the way for the way they are, and you have their back no matter what.
Okay. Hey, you know I'm an emotional person. Okay, first I would say motherhood is challenging. It's worthwhile. It's like the hardest and the greatest work you will probably ever do. My only regret, okay, I have lost some people in my life, and I know that I'm going to pass too. And my biggest regret, because I love them so much, is my kids. I always want them to be okay. And I feel like that's my responsibility.
Yeah, but you made them strong.
That's right.
Man, I ain't got no regrets, man.
I regret that I have to leave them one day. But I know it's gonna happen because everybody dies. But if I could avoid it, stay here and just be there for them, I would. But it's not the way God intended it to be. So I just said it's like a love that
that's my mom, that's my mother.
Beyond explanation.
Mama just gotta say it
I'm sorry. A love beyond explanation you have for your kids. It's so deep. It's so deep. That's all I have to say.
Wow. What do I say? I think it's a mixture of everything everyone said just now, but I would say that motherhood has been my greatest accomplishment. Wow. I am a proud mother. Like, I take pride and honor in being a mother, and I think the kids make me the happiest person in the world because of them. Like, granted, I love my husband, I love my mom and family and friends, but my kids, they bring me passion, they bring me gratitude, they just bring me everything that is happy, and I love my children.
Sarashi, good idea. I'm gonna definitely tell her that. Yo, they said, yeah, your mother and Katrina, y'all, they said all of y'all making them cry right now. They said y'all need to write a journal. I'm not gonna make you do that, man. You gotta write a journal. Jasmine, you too, because I need to have this on. Well, we got film, which is great. That's me and Stefan playing this. Toya, you go, and it's my turn. We're gonna wrap this up.
I don't know. She got me crying. I can't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's the best. Like I said, Maya's the best thing that happened to me for real. And I know sometimes she feels like it's not the truth because I gotta find babysitters when I gotta work overtime, and she feels like she's a burden. But she's never, ever been a burden. She's like I said, if she wasn't here, I don't know where I would have been. I probably would have been a thought somewhere in the street. Y'all laughing, but I'm serious. I'm so serious. But I grind every day to make sure that she's good, and her shoes got to come before mine.
That's right.
Everything has to, And I don't feel good if I gotta buy me a pair of sneakers and she don't got a pair. So I work every day a job that I don't really like, to make sure that the food is coming, and I think that is because of her, because I'm a female. Let's be honest. I don't really have to work as hard because, but
because what you do, the men are gonna
right.
Yeah.
But because I have her and she's my responsibility, I have to be responsible, and she's made me a woman.
Yes.
I believe, and I don't regret it at all. Nothing about it.
Is there any advice that you would give? This is the last question of the podcast. Is there any advice you would give a mother who's starting out, who just maybe recently had a baby or something like that? We'll start with you, Toya, and then we'll go back around. Any advice you would give her moms? If she's young, whatever how old age she is, but is there any advice you would give her?
Just be patient. Patience is a big thing when it comes to being a parent, because they will test you, Lord. But you just have to follow your gut as well. You have to just be genuine, and just sometimes you need advice. Just like Jasmine said, you want to be hard-headed sometimes, but you need people to guide you in the right direction sometimes, because you don't know. You need a second voice sometimes, and it's good to take advice from people, because I accepted all advice because I was scared to death once this creature came out, and I looked at it and I'm like, what am I going to do? But she's here. She made it 11 years, so I think I'm okay, But that's just
good money, raised her right, man.
Just
Facts.
Do what you can.
Maya's good. Jazz, we're gonna go Jazz, and we're going by hierarchy right now. So we're gonna go Jazz and Katrina, and then y'all two will last. So Jazz, go ahead.
The only thing I will say is be kind with yourself. What I mean by that is, the hardest thing for me when I first started being a mother is kind of like separating. It's not separating, but it's kind of like when you're a mother, I think people put these expectations on you, and you just gotta go with the flow. It's like you can't be like, I can't be a mother like my mother because she's her and I'm me. So it's like you gotta do your thing. You gotta do what works for your situation, for your kid. And the last thing, what I would say also in conjunction with that is that, like you said, a new mother, right? It's okay to feel not okay when you first become a mother, because I had postpartum depression. Toya knows when I first had my son, because this is something new. Like, you're only taking care of yourself, and now you have this brand new baby in your face. You're like, what do I do? It's okay to feel uncertain. That's what I mean. Like, that's what I'm trying to get at. And it's like, because you kind of, you got to differentiate. Right? It's okay to talk about it and reach out to your resources and say, hey, like my mother, she could tell you, right, Mom, when I first had Zaya, I'm not okay. Because, like I said, everybody knows me. Like, come on, we know me out here. I was the party girl. I was the fun girl,
Fun.
Then I'm like, wait a minute. It's not about me no more. It's about this little boy in my face. So, it's a lot to take in when you first become a parent, even as a man, to say, oh, wow, now I got to actually raise a man,
Right.
And so it's a lot to take on. So all I'm going to say is be kind with yourself. And like you said, allow yourself to make mistakes, and just put that child first. Sacrifice. That's all it's about, is sacrificing. And basically, it's kind of easy in a sense because you're loving somebody that's just like you. That's it.
All I gotta say is, Jasmine,
that's loving you back.
I'm
Amen.
proud of you. You're working, you're doing what you gotta do. You're taking care of my nephew, and
Thank you.
doing a good job.
Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that.
Trina, go ahead.
if I could sum it all up, now I would say balance. And the reason why I say balance is because a lot of the times you definitely are scared and you don't know what to do, so you put everything off. Like every 24 hours in your day, you go to the child. But I think sometimes women have to find a balance.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
And balance not losing themselves, not losing who they are, and still being able to be a mother, still be able to be a wife, still be able to be a friend, still be able to be a daughter. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of the times you do so much and then you feel guilty about it. I'm learning that now, and my kids are 11 and 15, and now I'm making time for Katrina. Now I'm, making sure we still have date night. Now I'm making sure I still spend time with family and then friends. But at the end of the day, I think you have to find balance, because you aren't, you're not just, just that one person. You still have your own identity, and sometimes that's what causes that stress or that and the anxiety or the depression and things like that, because we focus on one thing. We are strong human beings. We are women, so we need to remember to have balance, to balance it all, and we can do it because we came from greatness. So we can
Kings and queens, bro.
and keep elevating it that way. So I would say balance.
Yes.
Katrina, man, I ain't gonna lie, you a good friend, bro. I don't know how you do it. You always there for me, man. So I don't even know what to say, but thank you, man.
You're welcome.
All right. So y'all wanna go first?
I'll be quick.
Good.
The only advice I can give is to just enjoy them as they're growing up throughout the stages, because before you know it, they're all grown up. So enjoy them and love them.
Okay.
I hear you.
Ma.
And
Chuck.
I totally agree with everything that all these, the two younger ladies, three younger ladies said. It's like you said, balance, because now that I'm an empty nester and it's just me, Karen has to get to know Karen again, and who and what I like to do, because it was always about family, husband and family. And now all my kids are grown and out there on their own, and it's just me. So I have to get reacquainted with me, but also as a mother, as a new mother, just and like she said, enjoy it, because it goes so quick. And follow your gut. That's all you got is your own gut. When you need help, ask for it. Don't be afraid and ashamed or embarrassed to ask for help when you need it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it goes really quick. The next thing you know, you have grown folks looking at you, and it's like, but enjoy them as grown folks. Then you're on a different level, so it's a different level to it. But just enjoy the ride, because it's not a long one. It's not a long one.
See, I did this episode. Me and Stefan playing this, man. Like, me and Stefan really big on energy. Energy in the room was real good. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to get emotional. But I was blessed to have two good
She's
parents.
here with you. Just love her. Just love her and let her know.
You only get one.
We always say, Jazz,
You only get one,
bro.
You only get one.
You only get one, no matter what. You only get one. You can place.
And they always have your back.
Always, no matter what.
Always.
I'm always right with mommy's eyes. So,
Yep.
I'm over here. I know I'm winding up the camera.
Can I just say one last thing? Okay, and when you say you only get one, my mom back in the day when she was here, she would always tell me, Karen, no matter what it is, no matter what, come to me.
And you say
I
that to
don't
me
care if it's
too.
the worst thing, you think it's the worst thing ever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Tell me.
I tell my
I
dad
will
every
hear
day.
you.
Yeah,
I
I
won't
tell my
judge you.
dad.
I will help you.
I'll help you.
So I got your back.
I'll
Just
do
tell me
I
what it is.
can. I'll do what I can to help you.
And Lord knows the
As
last thing I
your
will say,
mother.
I done told you a whole lot of shit.
This has been a real Q&A. Big Ant. You're going to see this episode. It's going to be live on YouTube. I mean, live. It'll be on YouTube. So, edited. You're not going to see the edit. Yeah, y'all going to see me crying on YouTube.
Okay.
You have to.
Yep, that's right. This is real Q&A.
Yo, this has been a pleasure for me to do this, bro. I'm just doing what my pops told me to do, bro.
August 29th.
Y'all have a great evening. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Y'all know I love all of y'all. Sarasha, I love you. Atlanta, what's up? You already know. Keyshawn, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Barbara says hello, Mom. I don't know if you remember Barbara. Light skin Barbara in the building.
From Left Right?
Yes, all of them. Aunt Pat was in here.
Hey, Pat.
Mad people in here right now.
Raven showed
Ray,
love all
I'm sorry, Ray Campbell, you know, Ross's brother. Yeah, he's like, tell his job, start crying, making me cry. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, I just want to tell y'all all thank you for watching and stuff like that. But this really is probably the most special episode we gonna do. Unless I can get Stephon Father to come up here. It's gonna be tough. Maybe we go down there. I don't care. But yeah, me and Stephon spoke this into existence. Speak your path into existence, it will come true.
That would be nice.
That's all I gotta say. Me and Stephon born the same day. I know you heard them say that. Looked at each other like, wait a minute, that don't make sense. Yeah.
The same thing on the same day.
Q&A. You guys have a great night. Happy Mother's Day.